Hello, hello. Welcome to Dharma Talk Tuesday. Duke, come say hi. Duke, come say hi. Oh, here he comes. Duke, come say hi. You see him? Duke, come say hi. Come say hi to Dharma Talk Tuesday. Here he is. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to the audience that's joining right now. Let's see if I can turn this so you can see him. Oh. Jiggle, jiggle. Oh, he's afraid of my new light. I've got this new light stand thing, and he's totally freaked out by it. Duke, say hi to them. He likes my bracelet. So as you're joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Dharma Talk Tuesday today is going to be a good one. I can feel it. I'm just moving this. And he's going downstairs. So manifesting is not easy. Like, let's be honest, if it was, everyone would do it. And they would do it with so much ease and grace, and like, there would be no struggle, there would be no obstacle, there would be no confusion. I mean, right? Hearts and likes, if you know what I'm talking about. So manifesting is not easy, and those who say that it is are being kind of delusional, or they're lying to you, right? Let's be honest, it's not easy, but it is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. So I'm gonna talk about the 3 game changers that make manifesting simple, where you start to align to, it's like instantaneous alignment of calling in the thing that you're wanting, that you're desiring, that you're believing for. And that's where, like Raleigh just commented, no resistance. Yeah, so you experience like a reduction of resistance and an increase of results and miracles. Hearts and likes if you're excited about that. I mean, this is such a breakthrough. This is so huge. And when I got this, like, everything changed. And I went from feeling so annoyed to the spiritual teachers who were like, manifesting is easy. There's so much money in the world. Just redirect some of it to you. I mean, what is that about? Like, and I used to say things to them like, yeah, easy for you. Meanwhile, I was like a grad student making like $20,000 a year and totally not finding manifesting easy at all. And then I got some of these things that I'm going to be talking about today, and suddenly it was like, oh, I get it now. And when you get this, everybody, there is a feeling that you have, like it's visceral in your body, like fear goes away. You start to trust yourself, you start to trust others, and you start to trust the universe. I would say it's one of the most powerful feelings. It's one of the most beautiful, miraculous, powerful feelings that you can have. I mean, it's like, it's up there with love. It's amazing. And I want that for you. Hearts and likes if you want that too. And if you know anyone who may also want to feel that way, I mean, who wouldn't want to feel that way? Hello. Share this message with them. Tag them in the comments. So tag their name in the comments. Invite them to come in and join us. And or hit the share button so that you can share this message with your loved ones, your friends, your family, your audience. Because imagine living in a world where like everyone felt this sense of power, where scarcity did not run the show, where people weren't like, you know, making decisions out of fear and scarcity, but instead out of trust, out of confidence, out of conviction, and out of this sense of abundance and believe that there's enough to go around. I mean, that would be a really different world. So thank you ahead of time for sharing this message. Like this is the kind of stuff that changes the world. And I'm totally happy and willing to own that. So yay, hello to those of you that are joining. Celeste, it's so good to see you here. I've been thinking about you. Jim, oh my gosh, hi. Oh, this is so great. Shamika, of course. Shani, Mayan leader for the week. We do leadership week for Maya, and Shani is our leader for the week. So, let's see, who else? Chandra, hi. Giselle, all my Mayans, all in the house. Good to see you, ladies. You better be sharing this. All right. So, here we go. manifesting. There are 3 game changers that when you bring them into your thought process and into your body and into your feelings and into your emotions, it just changes everything. So I want to talk about what those 3 game changers are today. And it's the kind of thing where, like, if you're not doing this and if you are experiencing a lot of resistance and a lot of challenge and frustration in manifesting, like, for example, something I've talked about before is you have an experience where it's like you have a big win, but then you have a setback. And it's this push-pull, like 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. And it's really frustrating. And I've talked about it in the framework of an energy set point shift. And this is another way to think about it. And to Lydia, hello, all my Mayans in the house. So this is another way to think about it, that, different ways to think about it land with different people. So I'm committed to landing with you so that, Carrie Stanley in the house, hello lady. I'm committed to landing with you so that your reality changes. You can impact more people, create more income as a result of that. And that's everything. I mean, that is literally everything. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Hearts and likes, if you're ready to jump right in. Hearts and likes, hearts and likes. Note taker Chandra Hauser in the house, exactly. All right, so the first game changer is desire. And these are gonna all probably sound very simple, but the thing is, like, when you break them down the way that I'm about to, it starts to make a lot more sense. Desire. So give me a 1 in the box if you are completely clear about what you're wanting to call in, create, and manifest. If you know exactly let's say in the area of business, let's just say, for example, if you know exactly what you want to call in, create, and manifest, like if you know exactly what your plan is that you're working towards, give me a 1. If you're still figuring it out, if you're still not quite sure, or if you're like in the process of figuring out, or you're like in and out mode, or whatever that looks like for you. Like I was in it for a while too. Give me a 2. So if you're in the process of figuring it out, if you've got some kind of like brainstorming to do, if you are, and by the way, I go through cycles of this. There's no shame in being a number 2. Like I was literally just in Asia in May, and I was a number 2 at that point, where I was kind of like transitioning into a new manifestation of my business and of my vision. I was a very clear number 2 at that point. But now I would say I'm a number 1. Like I've gotten back into clarity on like, okay, I know what I'm creating. I'm back into clarity on what my desires are. So number 1, if you're clear about your desires. Number 2, if you're still figuring it out. Carrie Stanley, 1.4. You're so funny. So I would say you're a 2, Carrie. You're so funny. So here's the thing about desire. Napoleon Hill actually talks about this. He has a really good job talking about it. Desire is, I start with it first because it's truly the number 1 thing that calls in what you want. And if you are not entirely clear about what you're calling in, you are not going to call it in. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a pattern of a push-pull where you call something similar in, or it's like kind of what you want. But again, it's going to be a reflection of that confused state, of that unsure, not totally convicted state. And it comes back to the premise, let me just be clear, of the fact that you are 100% responsible for your reality. So like what's around you, awesome, you get to take credit for that. Not super into what you're seeing in your world, awesome, you get to take credit for that, and you get to shift it, and you have the power to change it. Gabby, hey girl, good to see you. So let's just be clear, that's the premise that we're operating under here. So the first thing you want to do, the first thing that you want to shift is get so crystal clear on your desire. You want to get so crystal clear on your desire. And obviously this applies to everywhere in your life, but if we're just focusing on and specifying it for business, that desire needs to look like how much money you want to make a month, where that money is going to go. So for example, like I have some shifts happening in my team right now, which is so awesome and exciting. And it's just this like really inspiring growth that's happening in my company right now. So I'm clear that some of the money that I'm calling in is going to my team, and those shifts that are happening within them, to pay them more, to bring in new team members, to just like that kind of stuff. And so I know like my desire is to make more money so that my team is receiving it. Like that is a clear desire. Another desire is, like this is just like transparency into like a longer vision. for my Dharma Academy clients, which is my second level clients, I have a desire to do, and I was just talking to one of my team members about this, like really high-end retreats where me and the other team member do channeling together for them. And when she and I channel together, it's very powerful. It's like you get the yin and the yang version of, it's like you just get this full picture of what's, it's so much more. And she and I, it's like a very special synergy that she and I have, that, and we complement each other. I mean, I've never had it. It's like nothing you've ever seen. It's so powerful. And so we did it for my high-end clients at the last retreat. And so we want to take our people to like the Bahamas or to Mexico or whatever and do like this channeling manifestation work for them. So like that's going to cost money, obviously. So I see the money coming in and going towards that. And it's for those clients, for their experience and their breakthrough. Right? So those are just some examples, like the clarity and the desire. Let's see, I'll give you another desire example. Why don't you type some of your desires in the box? I would love to, those of you that are ones and are completely clear about what you're calling in, maybe you know your monthly revenue desire, maybe you know your, like if you've got events coming up, you know, like I have an event coming up at the end of the year, called, well, it's Dharma Live again. It's the winter solstice retreat, and I'm really clear about what I'm calling in for that. And so I've got a clear desire for that. I also have, and I was going to tell you about this later, but I'll just tell you about it now. I've got a new course coming out. It's going to come out for my birthday, which is, oh my gosh, next week. Can you believe it? Eee! So for my birthday, I'm giving you a gift. And it's going to be this awesome new course I'm not going to tell you about right now. But I've got a clear desire for what that course is going to look like and what that's going to create for people. So if you have a desire that you're clear about, please comment in the thread right now on what that desire is. And really what we're talking about is the channel and the vessel through which money is flowing out to create it. So like you're calling money in this context, or maybe it's love or whatever, but in this context it's money. You're calling money in to move it into that desire. So it's like the desire serves as like the lightning rod to like call the energy in, and then it goes out into that experience. So Giselle says, $10,000 a month as an author, speaker in my women's retreats. Beautiful. That's great. Lydia, my birthday is August 21st, which I think is Tuesday. And my man and my best friend are putting together a surprise for me, which I was telling one of my friends earlier today. And he's like, how is it a surprise if you know it? And I was like, well, I know they're putting something together, but I don't know what it is. So it's as surprising as a controller can handle. Let's put it that way. Anyway, I'm really excited about it. And of course, I'll be doing pictures and Facebook Lives and Instagram posts about it. Thank you for asking, Lydia. Okay, so the first game changer is desire. And you may think you know what your desire is, but I just invite you to really question it, look at it. You really need to be so crystal clear that like when you're falling asleep at night, you can close your eyes and like see it like it's a movie happening in your mind's eye. Like you actually, like I actually see myself teaching this upcoming course. I see the people and the women participating and getting so much out of it and creating transformational results. I see them excited and lit up and like jumping up and down about the clarity they're getting and the results they're getting. Like you have to be able to really see it. Carrie, 25 women in my mastermind, 4 more in my Costa Rica retreat, and the love of my life. Awesome. Raleigh, my monthly revenue, $5,000 a month to cover all my personal and business expenses. Beautiful. Yeah, so and the more specific, the more granular we can get with those desires, even Raleigh, like seeing how that 5,000 allocates, or Carrie, seeing like maybe like, for example, I have a friend who got so specific with her manifesting desires, she actually named her ideal client avatar. Like she gave her a name, and it's so funny. The name was Elizabeth, and she ended up manifesting like 8 Elizabeths into her life that year. You know what I mean? Like it actually is real, it happens. So the more granular and specific you can get with that desire, the more powerful it is. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, my battery on my phone is depleting, so I'm gonna buzz through these pretty quickly. Hi, Leanne. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right, so number 2. Okay, so this, oh my gosh, Carrie, that's so crazy. All right, you guys, so number 2 is, I can't even tell you, like, I was just telling my team earlier today that the spiritual teacher I was working with for a long time, I considered this, what I'm about to tell you right now, as the reason why she was such a powerful manifester And I've never heard her use this word. Like, it didn't occur to me until afterwards when I was doing my own manifesting studying and spiritual studying that I realized that this is such a key, and this is what she had, and then this is what I had, and when I created results, and when I didn't have this, it like caused breakdowns in my life and in my clients' lives. And this thing, and this game changer that I'm talking about is focus. So this is number 2. If you let yourself shake or be at all in doubt or skepticism or lack of certainty about your desire, it will not manifest. You must be so unshakable and unwavering in your desire and so clear in what you're creating that you are just like, it's like you have blinders on. 20% battery. Okay, gonna do the best we can here. Like you need to not let anything come in. I was coaching one of my clients earlier today, and she's getting to the next level. Like, she's starting to hit the next level of impact and success in her business, and started to feel that thing that happens when you're hitting a new level, which is like, oh my gosh, I'm moving into uncertain area. Can I do this? What is this gonna look like? What, like, seeing here, of course, we all hear our parents' voices at some point, those old rackets. And what I said to her was, if you don't tune out those voices, if you let those skepticism and fear voices come in, I promise you, you will not hit your goals. It is that serious. You must be it's almost like unreasonable how unwavering and focused you need to be in order to manifest effectively. Yes, Chandra says focus. Number 2 is focus. You must have, as Carrie said, unshakable belief, clear and focused. Raleigh, got it. Yeah, so sometimes when you're doing your manifesting work and that fear or doubt voice comes in, it sounds very real. And this is what I was saying to my client. We were talking about it, and I was like, you have to understand those thoughts of like, I can't because, or I'm overwhelmed, or I can't see this happening, or I don't know how this is gonna happen. All of those are exactly what is blocking the amazing new thing from coming in. That's exactly what's blocking it. And it feels so real. Like those thoughts, those fears, those skepticisms, you guys, they feel so real. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I know I've been in it. I remember when I was just earlier this year, I was in my own space of like, it hits us in waves, like there's contraction before the expansion. Like, I'm in some of my most successful months right now, but before that I had some contraction. And I remember sitting in a cafe like, oh my God, what if I go out of business? Like literally like those kinds of fear thoughts. Like, I make multiple 6 figures a year, and I have for 6 years. And I was having the what if I go out of business thoughts. It's very normal. And that's actually an indicator that you're about to really grow very big, very fast, which is exactly what happened, which I'm so grateful for. God bless, like all the glory goes to God for that. But I'm sharing this with you because had I not managed those thoughts and those emotions, I would have probably really sabotaged some amazing things that were on their way to me. Okay, so one of the ways that I help my clients, and my Mayans especially, shift from the fear and the doubt and the skepticism into unwavering focus is yoga. And what it does is it like vibrationally shifts something in your cells and in your energy. It's totally alchemical and magical and unexplainable. And by the time you finish a practice, even if it's only a few minutes, it's like you elevate up a few rungs on the vibrational ladder, and you're able to access that next level. It's like you can hook into that next level of possibility and power and positivity that you found very difficult to connect with before you did the yoga practice. So that's one of the main reasons why I include that in my programs. And I think that business coaches that are missing that element are really missing a very important piece, because in my experience, like when I'm really in my head and when I'm in those fear and doubt moments where I'm like kind of shaking and wavering, like I find it very difficult to shift. And if it weren't for my chakra opening and chakra aligning yoga practice, I would find it I mean, I don't think I would shift. It's like really, it's like impossible. It's like not going to happen. And yet with the yoga, you can shift like that so fast. It happens so fast. Okay, so let's see. Gary says, good to know. Big things are coming. Chandra. Hi, Annette. Oh, hi, Annette. Hello, hello. Oh, we've got a lot of comments here. Laura says, hi, Julie. I struggle with this because in art, I let things evolve, but I think I need to be unshakable and setting aside time to work on my biz. Okay, to let the shape of the biz evolve. Oh my God, Laura is so funny. I was just talking to a client about this earlier. I'll speak into that in just a moment. I was recently thinking, what if I just tried to quit? I'm feeling tired. And then I said, no, I can't quit. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. How do I make... The hearts and likes are in the bottom right-hand corner. Lydia says, please don't feed the fears. Well said. Hi, Narayani. Hi. Hi. Good to see you here. So Laura, so a lot of us artistic people have scheduling issues. We have time management overwhelm issues. So we have lots of ideas and we really want to express all of them like right now at the same time. So this is just a quick side note from what I was just talking about. But I was telling my client earlier when I was coaching her that, you get to not be right about your overwhelm rackets. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, Laura, you commented on the post that I shared the other day on my Facebook. Hi, Michelle. Oh my gosh, all my ALA, or not ALA, our core leadership peeps are on right now, my leadership friends. Yay, hi everyone. So Laura, in my post, I said, I used to coach on Mondays and I used to get very overwhelmed starting my week with coaching on Mondays. And it was like my ego got to be right about being overwhelmed and not on top of my world and totally behind. And I was like, this is my business. I can organize this however I want. And so I switched everything so that I wasn't coaching on Mondays at all. Like I was not talking to people. Like if anyone texted me, I would not respond. Like my phone was off most of the day, and it's still like that with very few exceptions. And so I don't talk to people on Mondays. And what that means is I have a big swath of time to manifest, create, do whatever I need to do to start the week strong and empowered. So Laura, I give you permission to shift your schedule and take ownership of how your time looks, how your calendar looks, so that you can let go of that ego need to like stay suppressed and small and overwhelmed. And this goes for anyone and everyone who can relate to that. And I'm speaking into it because it's probably a lot of you because I know my audience. So managing your schedule is really important to make sure that you are Laura, well said. I get to be wrong about my scheduling problems. Totally. And I know as academics it's hard because you're kind of all over the place, but it's really important to organize your time. On certain days you do certain things. So Mondays and Fridays are my content creation days, and just looking at some of the comments. And Tuesday, Wednesday, and half of Thursday are coaching days. Okay? So you can modify it however you want. All right, moving right along. So number 2 was focus, unwavering, unshakable focus. And yoga helps so much with this. Moving on to number 3. Number 3 is feel. A lot of people have affirmations, which are great, and they make vision boards, which are great, but that's nothing compared with connecting to the feeling of the thing you want. So it's not just like, I want to feel $5,000 in my account. It's like, you want to feel the consequences of manifesting that thing. So what will $5,000 do for you? Like what will, let me just think back on some of the things you guys said you wanted. 25 people in your boot camp, 25 people in your mastermind. Like what will that do for you? And like what is in other words, what's the consequence of that? So like, for example, I've been manifesting around cars. Like I love Teslas, I love BMW convertibles, and I'm just like exploring the manifestation of cars. And I was like, why do I want a car like that? What is it about that? And I realized it actually had a lot less to do with the car and more to do with a feeling of like confidence and like I made it, like a feeling of I made it, right? Just being honest with you. And what's amazing about that is that feeling that the car brings in of I made it, I can feel now. I don't need the car to cultivate the feeling of I made it. I can feel that now. So you want to think about the thing that you want and then feel it now. gratefully as if it's already here. And so like now it's like, I don't actually care if I get the car or not. It'll be fun to get at some point, maybe. But it's like the feeling of I made it already just feels so much better. And whatever that thing is for you, for me, it's I made it. When you feel it now, it shifts your vibration. We've talked about the vibrations. It shifts your vibration up. And when it shifts your vibration up, it aligns you to an exterior experience in the world that is at that higher vibration, the abundance vibration, the wealth vibration, the happiness vibration, the peace, the love, the enlightenment, the joy, the laughter, as opposed to the I'm not there yet vibration, the why don't I have it yet, the frustration, the what's wrong with me that I don't have a BMW yet vibration. Very different feeling. And so you want to cultivate the feeling of the thing that you are wanting. And then it's like, rather than I want this, it's like I have it. And you feel the feeling behind it, the consequences of having it. You feel it now. So I would love if you could, like, let's use some adjectives. Like, type in the comment box the feelings, the feeling that you have when you think about that thing that you're manifesting and calling in. And it's like, I want you to generate such a powerful feeling behind it that it's like it brings tears to your eyes. Like sometimes when I'm manifesting, I'll think about the environment and I'll think about the feeling of, like, for example, I find the ice caps melting completely heartbreaking and devastating, and I'll think about the polar bears, and then I'll think about meeting someone who I can partner with to create impact or awareness or a solution to solve that problem. And the feeling behind meeting that person makes me cry because I feel like I'm so like grateful that we can do something. I'm so grateful that we can save a young baby cub polar bear's life. Or I think about meeting someone to, when I met with the person to partner on some of the dolphin stuff that I do, it's like, and he's an internet marketer just like me, and really connected with the right people for Southern California dolphin conservation and habitat restoration. And when I think about like doing work together and like raising even more money and contributing even more to the environment and the health of the environment, it truly brings tears to my eyes and it fills me up so much. And I think about my kids and the environment that they're going to get to experience because of the work that I did in sustainability. Okay, I hope that clarifies it as a specific example for you. All right, so we're talking scheduling here. I didn't even mean to talk scheduling, but now you guys are, so that obviously was meant to happen. Yes, excitement, joy, empowered, excited, fulfilled, no stress, empowered, making a positive, powerful impact in the world, helpful. Yes, beautiful. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Bubbly, happy, deeply grateful. Yes, beautiful, everybody. Oh, I could put a roof over my sister-in-law's head. Oh, that's so beautiful. So, and at some point, I just feel like saying right now, like money stops being a driver. Like at some income threshold, like that stops making you happy or like needing to be a driver. And then you need something else to be a driver. So maybe, yeah, Michelle says freedom. Maybe it's exactly what Shawnee said, like taking care of somebody else or taking care of animals or taking care of like bringing awareness to human trafficking or bringing awareness to like a species that's going extinct or biodiversity or ocean acidification or coral bleaching or like whatever your issue is. And then that becomes your motivator because at some point like humans just aren't driven by money anymore. And yet you're still here to have a dharma and to make an impact, right? So that's it. Those are the 3 game changers. They're simple, just like I said. Just like I said in the title, it's exactly what I said. They're very simple. We've got desire, focus, and feel. Desire, focus, and feel. So simple. It's just 3 things. But the hard part, the reason why manifesting is not easy is because we let the fear shake our faith. We lose our unwaveringness. We lack clarity on our desire, and we're like in our heads as opposed to in our bodies and in our hearts to really feel it. So those are the reasons why we take something that's so simple and make it so complicated. Yeah, exactly. Desire, focus, feel. So when you take it back to the basics like this and remember how simple it is, and then, by the way, you'll start to experience some testimony. And as you're doing this, I would love for you to come back and comment on this thread or post on my wall or send me an email at julie@thedharmacircle.com or send me a message on what difference this made for you and what you manifested, and recognizing that like maybe it's not easy, but it is simple. Like you had a little tweak there, and then you call in a new client or like a new date who turned out to be amazing, and or maybe you called in like a new business partner or a new amazing employee in your company or something like that. And I would love to hear your testimony and your stories of this working for you. I actually just called in a new team member using this. Like I've never had to use Craigslist. I've never had to post an ad for a team member. I've always just manifested them. Like people, and I have amazing team members. Like I have one team member who's been with me for 5 years. I have another one who, I mean, they last, I've only gone through, in all my 6 years of business, I've only gone through 3 assistants. It's pretty epic. I'm very blessed. And I've never had to post ads or ask for it. They just appear. My very first team member I met through Tinder. And what I mean by that is, it was like way when I first moved to San Diego. I was like on Tinder and I met this one guy who I was not interested in, but he was like, you know what, you have to meet my friend, she's amazing. And I ended up hiring her as my assistant, and she's still a very good friend of mine. She doesn't live here anymore. She's often, you know, working in the corporate world now. But my point in sharing this with you is that manifesting makes your life so much easier when you do it right, and when you let yourself focus, when you know what your desire is with so much clarity, like you're seeing the movie in your mind's eye every single night before you go to bed. When you feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. And if you have trouble focusing, like ninja level focus, like martial arts level focus, and if you have trouble focusing, or if you have trouble getting out of your head and into your heart and into your body, then you need to practice yoga. And you need, hi Neil Cannon, good to see you here. How are things in the UK? Hope it's awesome. Your Instagram's been looking amazing. So you need to practice yoga, or you need to practice something that is going to like blinders on, like laser your focus in, laser your desire in, amplify the feeling in your body to the point where you feel like you're gonna cry. Like that should be your metric, to the point where you feel like you're going to cry. Neil, you're back. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Neil, you need to practice yoga for focus. That's going to help you so much. I'll send you my 7-day chakra opening yoga challenge. It'll help you. All right, you guys. So questions, thoughts, comments, please post below. I would love to answer them for you. Oh, before I forget. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. 2 things. As I said, have a birthday coming up next Tuesday. So I actually have a birthday present for you, for my birthday. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be talking about it on my Facebook, on my email, on my Instagram. So be on the lookout for that, okay? I've never done a course like this ever. And it was one of those things that like God just kind of dropped in, and it makes so much sense, and I'm so excited about it, and it's a game changer. It's gonna make such a big difference for you. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, this is the last call for Maya. So Money Alignment Yoga Academy is my flagship program. Many of my Mayan sisters are on right now on this broadcast. Hearts and likes from you ladies. I love that you come on and join us here every week for Dharma Talk Tuesday. You're like my girls behind me, backing me up. And if you are interested in being a part of Maya, and oh, look at all those hearts and likes. Thanks so much, ladies. If you're interested in learning about Maya or being a part of Maya, this is the last call before it's closed down. And it's like, I keep saying this is either the last wave of it or this is the last wave in this iteration. And the price is about to go way up if I keep doing it. So this is the last chance. And ladies, and those of you in Maya too, anyone, if you know someone who's interested in learning how to create a business that comes from like your body wisdom instead of cookie cutter strategies, and if you're interested in learning how to be confident, how to read your intuition better, how to learn how to create alignment instead of that feeling of like bouncing off the guardrails in a bowling alley, like this doesn't feel right, but instead like creating alignment in your life and in your business, then Maya's where it's at. That's where we learn to do that, and it's really fun, and we've got a beautiful sisterhood. So send me a private message, and if you know anyone who would be interested, just do an introduction, and I'd love to meet them. This is the last call, and then we're shutting it down, and then we're just going full force ahead, and you're gonna see these ladies just take off. So that's it. That is it for Dharma Talk Tuesday, which is awesome because my battery is about to die. So, oh my gosh, you guys, next week for Dharma Talk Tuesday is my birthday. So I'm gonna be coming at you for Dharma Talk Tuesday, like on my birthday, which is cool. So that'll be fun. So I'll see you then. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. I'll see you. I don't know if I'll even be in the Dharma Talk Tuesday chair. I have birthday surprises coming at me from my man and my best friends. I don't know where they're gonna take me or what we're gonna do. So it may or may not be in the Dharma Talk Tuesday chair. We will see. But I'll see you then, probably, hopefully. Just kidding, I'll definitely see you then. And have a great rest of your week. I will talk to you then. Bye.